The question is, can can sexiness be turned on and off? Can you put it on and off? If you're, is sexy something you have to have or learn? Ooh.
The answer to that for me is that it's something for me that I need to learn because I don't have it.
So how would, what's your,
What about you?
what do you think?
I think as you come into your own and kind of fall in love with yourself more, I think your sexuality kind of exudes more the more you are more comfortable
Well,
with
you
yourself.
think sexuality and sexy is the same thing? I don't.
Well,
I think sexuality is just like your preferences.
no. When I use the word sexuality, meaning that means like your form of expression. Sexually.
Sensuality, sensual. Is that what it is? Is that what you mean? Sensuality?
But I
Because
thought
I think
sensual
I
is
thought
a form of
sensuality,
expression.
right? But I thought sensuality is more like like they kind of go hand in hand, but they're a little bit more on the romantic side, where somebody can be very in touch with their sexuality, but not feel anything romantic in it. Like, okay, I guess we can go there. Like, if you're hooking up with somebody and you don't really have any feelings with them, is that a sensual experience or
No.
is that just a sexual experience?
Well, I do feel like there. Okay, so there's there's being sensual, which does kind of like tip more to the scale of romance, and then there's being seductive.
Okay.
Okay, which is you can be seductive whether there's romance
I'm
or
seductive.
not.
I'm seductive.
Okay, so if you know how to now, so
I'm
then
not sexual.
so then the question is, can you be seductive or sensual and not be sexy? And I feel like the answer is yes. So does it matter if you sexy or not? I feel like sexy is a personality trait.
Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily has to have anything to do with actual sex. I just think it's a personality. Well, let me rephrase before y'all start getting on me about that. Sexy is a personality trait that draws people to you sexually. So it has everything to do with sex, right? But I mean, like, I feel like being like, okay, for example, I know that I'm sexy because a lot of people look at me sexually, which sometimes can be annoying because it's like, do you really, really like me or do you just want to have sex with me? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna put my business in the street. I feel like insulted by people in the past that said, well, you're not the marrying type because you're too sexy.
But don't you have to really like somebody in order for it to be sensuality?
But what are we talking about? Being sexy or being sensual?
You was talking about sexy.
Right.
You just said sensual.
Right. Those are two different things.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like in terms of like, I think they both can coexist with somebody who you really care about. But I feel like that level of sensuality only shows up when it is with somebody who you truly care about. Like it has to go deeper than just the physical aspect.
It's not for me.
Okay.
I can be sensual with someone
Who you don't have any
you don't
feelings towards.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't even have to like their personality.
That's because she
Being
is
sensual, I feel
sexy.
like being sensual.
I
You think
can't.
so?
Yeah.
I feel like being sensual and seductive is an art. It's an art form that you can actually learn to be sensual and seductive, and you can do it with anybody, with anyone. You can be a masseuse can be sensual and give you those feels while they're, you know what I mean? Like sensual is just learning how to take the senses, right, to get someone to attract to you,
That's what sensual.
and pretty much do what you want them to do.
That's what
You know, and give them those feels that will turn them on.
Yeah.
Basically, turning someone on with their senses.
That's what you believe sensual.
That's what I believe sensual means. Like you can be, you can. I do feel like sensual does have to do with actual physical touch, right? And to turn someone on. But I feel like anyone can learn to be sensual. I don't think everyone can learn to be sexy.
Okay.
But I think that everyone can find their sexy place.
How about if someone perceives you to be sexy, in their own eyes, they see you as sexy, like
Yeah.
he's.
And that's another thing. Like now, when in that case,
I
I
can
feel
see
like
him being sexy. Do you think he's sexy?
Oh God.
I can't find him sexy because I'm not attracted to him.
Yeah, but what if someone out here, women can say, "Oh my gosh."
But I think you're a great looking guy. You're my bro. Like I don't see him. Oh my God, I've never looked at him that way. I look at him as my bro, like for real. Like
He never
I
said
literally
she
was in my bra just a couple of hours ago in front of him.
She was.
And I didn't feel like it was gonna turn him on. Like I didn't get turned on. I didn't care. I was in my bra. Like the last time he was here, I was getting dressed and I was taking my wig, putting my wig on, and he was about to come in. Well, I didn't want you to see my natural hair because it was looking crazy.
Okay.
But I was like, wait a minute. But if I was just like getting dressed, I probably would have just been like, yeah, come on, keep talking, because he follows me to my room all the time.
Right.
Like when we're talking, he follows me to my room, and I have to think like, okay, am I about to do something that I really don't want him to see? Like, that's how we are. We're
That's
like
my whole
literally.
point. With perception, you don't see it. I can see that, but people see you as sensual or sexy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that like, I really feel like. I feel like sex. This is a great point.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy can also be a matter of perception.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that will find you sexy, those are the people that are just drawn to you.
So
you don't have to necessarily think that you are sexy.
light bulb now.
Yeah,
So
that's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's light bulb.
So my non-sensual, sexy self.
You don't think you're sexy, but I do think you're sexy.
You do?
Yeah, I said that. I just said that before we turned the cameras on. I said I think you're sexy in a girl next door type of way. But I'm your girl, like I'm your sis. So I mean, I'm not gonna see you, and I don't like girls either. So I can't see you in a certain kind of way. But girl to girl, I do. I don't see why a man wouldn't find you sexy. When we be going out, the guys that be hitting on us, guys find you sexy.
Sexy. Okay,
But it's just
I'll
what
take
you
that.
think about yourself, and that's. Ladies, men, I really feel like also, am I taking time? I just want to say the first thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
I really also feel like whoever you are, your sense of who you are really comes from within, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you don't find yourself sexy, so you don't think other people see you that way.
No, I don't.
Now, what can happen is that can sometimes turn people off from actually seeing you that way, because that's going to be exuding through your aura.
Yeah, because
You
you
know what I'm
said
saying?
earlier that sexiness is exuding for, I think you said when you give out sexy, they bring back sexy, right?
Mhm.
Or
I
something,
said that earlier.
something like that.
Well, I
she
mean,
said
you
it was
just
something that,
believe in natural law, like what you
Yeah,
put
if
out
you're
comes
sexy.
back to you.
Yeah.
and I really don't want no sexiness. I don't want no sex from nobody coming to me like that. That's
Well, what
how
do
I
you
feel.
want?
Well, I just feel
I want conversation. I want cuddling. I want you to like me for who, just like, I don't want you to come off sexy first to me.
Yeah.
Well-
That's what, you know what I mean? I don't want to see a guy that's like, oh, he just so, I don't like that about a man. I don't
That's
wanna
why
see-
I really sit with, like, I don't disagree with what you say. With what you say, I just think we all have different perspectives of what it
Yeah.
is. Because, like, for me, like what you just said, what you just asked for, like the cuddling, the conversation, to me that can lead to a sense of sensuality if that moment is cuddling.
Agree.
And then maybe it is a crust, maybe it is
That's
a
why I
touch or
said earlier,
something.
it doesn't have to,
And
you don't even have to be sexy. You can
Right.
just have the art of being sensual.
But I don't know if I understand how you can be sensual with somebody who you really don't like.
Right.
Oh, that's why.
I like that. I
That's
can't
when
be
it becomes
sensual
an
with
art.
nobody else.
So
That's like giving a sensual kiss.
yeah.
Or
Well, how do you think?
I'm only gonna
How do you
give
think?
you
like-
How do you think actors do it?
Oh,
They're
but I
faking.
mean, we're
Right. Exactly.
But they're
But
contacting.
it's an art. It's an art.
No, but what I'm saying is,
I
like,
can't be sensual.
do you not feel like a person who you are madly in love with, you kiss differently to somebody who you
Absolutely.
just hooked up with?
I'm not saying that everybody gets the same, right?
I'm not kissing, period.
But I'm not saying everyone gets the same. But what I'm saying is that there's two different things here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being sensual and seductive and sexy with someone you're actually interested in. And then there is just having the ability to know what to do and turn it on and off.
Can you give me, I'm a visual learner. I have 7 learning styles.
Mm-hmm.
So visual audio is one of the great ones.
So,
Can
okay,
you show me what
I'm gonna
sensual
show you.
is?
I'm gonna show you an example,
Yeah, I
right?
need to see that.
Like, if I just want my way,
You do know
Right?
you're not in the frame.
I know.
Like-
She's not in the frame, she's coming back.
If I
Okay.
just want my way, right, I'm
Mhm.
gonna be seductive.
You're gonna use him as an example?
I can. I was gonna use you actually.
Okay, go ahead. Use me. No, you can use me.
Only because you're on that side of me.
Yeah.
I'm a righty.
So this is seduction.
So-
I'm gonna show you my
Should I-
I mean,
seduction.
I don't know if I'm gonna do it right, but
Go ahead.
because I'm playing now, but you have to bump into the
Now,
wall.
am I a guy or a girl?
You're a guy,
Okay, I'm a guy.
but you can do it with same
All
sex. But okay. So hey.
How you doing?
So there is something on that shelf that I really need. Oh my God, I know you can do it because you got all these muscles. So like, I really just need that off that shelf. You think you could do it? Oh, I'm just saying,
I'll be back.
right? I mean, maybe you guys there feel it, right? But I just feel
No, but
like
I know
it's a
what you
certain
mean.
way that you can do things that will make a person, basically, you can use like the art of sex or the idea of sex, which is what we're talking about, right? Sensual, seduction, and sexiness, right? You can use the idea of sex to really get your way in a lot of situations, get out of parking tickets and
So
all kinds
that's
of
being
stuff.
sexy, but not sensual.
I just feel like it's just using the art of sex
So are
because sexy can be a verb. It can also be an adjective.
So what would be your version of sexy?
It's the same as hers. I just think that I don't know if I'm saying that I just believe they're a little bit more separate than the way that she claims that they're more
Okay.
coincided.
Yeah, I think that they do coincide.
Yeah, and I just believe that they're a little bit more separate, but I think I do agree with your same definition of them though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do feel like you can turn them on and off, right? If you know that you are. I think that, again, I think that you personally are sexy, but you have to find that sexy mint. You have to find her and hold on to her. Now, what y'all was saying about relationships, I totally agree, right? Like, because you want substance, right? However, I did turn my face up a little tiny bit, only because I feel like people don't want to acknowledge how much sex plays a part. And let's be clear, right? Let's be educated adults here, right? Sex doesn't always have to be actual intercourse, but just sex as far as like the idea of sex, the idea of being attraction, right? I have to be physically attracted to you enough to want to be around you all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So it's more than just good conversation. Like, let's just keep it real. It's more than just being able to cuddle, right? Am I going to still be attracted to you when you have one leg? When you have no teeth? And guess what? I personally feel like attraction now, we're going to get deep. Attraction is
We're
spiritual.
gonna cut this up part 1, part 2, part 3.
Listen, right. Attraction is spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, this topic is not black and white at all. It's a lot of gray. It's a lot of color. You know what I'm saying?
But what is it? So what are you actually attracted to that makes you exude all that sexiness?
Well, I don't have to be attracted to anything to exude sexiness.
You're just sexy
I feel like
all the time.
I know, and
She really is.
and it's
sexy
only
all
and
the
it's
time.
only because I feel like for me it's a spiritual thing, right? But I'm not gonna get that deep with y'all today because y'all ain't gonna be able to handle all of that.
Divine goddess or
But
something.
I do have there is something about me spiritually that causes me to be viewed a certain way or to exude this. It's spiritual. It's not just like on the surface type of, and I feel like people don't really acknowledge that. Like, I do feel like there are people out here that do just exude sexiness. They could be wearing anything. They could be in any mood, but it's something about them that's just so freaking sexy.
And when they're aware of it, they can use it for
And
many
exactly.
different scenarios.
And I'm aware of mine.
Yeah.
So
You know?
also probably for evil purposes.
You're right.
No,
Even
and that's-
purposes.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part. That's the scary part.
But I think that's what I mean when I say like that's the difference with sensuality is that sensuality isn't it's like a part. I feel like that coincides with romance,
Me
whereas
too.
I just feel like sexy is again like it could be an adjective or it can be a verb, but it feels and you can use it in romance to keep things fresh, but it's not what sort of like drives it doesn't drive romance to me in the same way that sensuality does. Like sensuality is from a space of I just absolutely love you.
Wait, what do you? I think you said two
Am I
different
losing
things.
my faith? Okay.
You said sensuality and then sexy, but you said sensuality
Yeah, I
was
think,
romance,
like,
but then you said you don't drive it.
Right. I feel like sensuality and romance kind of like coincide with each
Okay.
other, whereas I feel like sexiness is its own place.
Okay.
It can help keep romance fresh, but I just feel like when it comes to like when we're talking love and when you're talking like, you know, totally being into somebody in a spiritual way, that's when I just feel like it switches to it's not about me trying to be sexy or ooze anything. It's really just the expression of me, the highest expression I can possibly give you of me showing you that I love you.
You know, you said something that triggered me, right? Because in a good way, I guess I kind of agree with what you're saying to an extent, right? I still feel like they all coincide together, but I do feel like they can be separate.
Yeah.
Right? In the right situation.
I agree that they can exist
They
together.
can
That's
exist.
what I'm saying.
So I guess I'm agreeing
Right.
with you too. Like, right? They can exist together and they can be separate, right? But now, I do feel like love is different. Love doesn't even need any of those things. Love needs a spiritual connection.
Mhm.
I really feel like that.
Mhm.
I have had, you know, a boyfriend in my life that I loved, but I didn't really find him sexy.
Mhm.
I loved him because of just who he was and just our spiritual connection. And
But that's what I'm
and
saying.
who we were together. Like, but I used to tell him all the time, you are not sexy. Like, go sit down somewhere. You are not sexy.
But
I
in
haven't
order,
seen a sexy
but
man in a long time. I think you talking about sexy, like
Oh,
your attraction to him is sexy.
I see sexy men all the time. What do you mean? Yeah.
The way you're explaining it, like sexy and sensual.
Like someone that's sexy to me is someone that, like, when I see them, I'm like, oh my God, like I literally feel it down there.
oh.
That's what sexy means to me.
Okay.
Like, it makes you jump.
Do you feel
know?
it down there?
It makes you jump when you
Sure.
see a sexy
do?
person.
Sure.
But now, if you see an attractive person,
I
it may
feel
not make you jump. It just may make your heart flutter. Like, oh, he's so attractive. Like,
That's
oh
beautiful.
wow, I just really want to keep looking at you. That's attractive.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
think that's
sexy,
beautiful.
like I corrected myself earlier,
Yeah.
it affects that.
Well, I
But
guess
my
that's
argument is that it only affects that when you go here, like in order to
Yeah.
coincide with,
Right.
like because it's just
Right.
like you said, this person was not sexy. I didn't find them attractive, but I loved them.
No, I found him
as-
attractive. I just didn't find him sexy.
Okay, but
two different
but in
things.
order to access that expression, would you say that it fell under sexiness or did it fall under sensuality?
For me to access what expression? To have sex with them?
The expression of how you care, how much you love them in a physical manner.
How much I love them in a physical manner was more attraction, and then that's when sensuality comes in.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's what
Right,
that's what I
right.
mean.
I'm
So
sorry.
we're saying the same things. I just
What
think
that
we're
was.
saying it differently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, so well.
okay.
Yep.
But you don't agree that sex that when you think when you think someone is sexy,
Mhm.
you don't feel it down there? Like when you be like, oh my God, he is so. First of all, I've never heard anyone say that someone was sexy without an oh my God. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, ooh, like
Well,
a,
we were
like
hold
a
on.
ooh, oh
Okay,
my
this
God,
is
a
story
whoosh,
time.
ooh,
Hold on.
like a
This is
sound
story-
effect.
Hold on, this is story time. We did see someone together.
When was
that-
this?
We were out. We can't use his name. We're gonna not use that name. We're gonna use Cookie. No, we're gonna use
What?
Popsicles.
Who was it? What?
The guy that we both saw that we saw together. I'm just giving him another name. Let's call them caramels.
Who was it?
Caramels?
Who was it? Who? Who? Oh yes!
Okay, so here's the
Oh yes.
So we're gonna call this guy.
I told you about that person.
Oh, you told everybody?
No, I didn't tell everybody about that person. No.
Okay,
Just
so can we
Sean.
tell him about this
I just
person?
hope that the whisper wasn't loud enough because it's like, I mean,
You heard-
Well, I
it's
can
kind
cut
of
it
a
out.
loud whisper.
I'll cut it
Okay,
out.
go ahead.
So we both, okay, so this is how
Yes.
we are. So
Oh,
we,
this is a good story. Wait, should we cut it and start over because is
No.
it going too long for you to share it? Let's just go.
Yeah, just go.
All right.
We'll figure out a way.
I'll
figure out a
figure
way.
out. If I have to put it on
So
a flash
her and I,
drive for you, I will.
so we're talking about if you started over. We're talking about sexy, sensual, and if we see a guy, how does it make us feel? If
Right.
we think he's
And
sexy.
how do you feel? Do you feel like when you call someone sexy, it makes you feel it down there? And do you believe that you never call someone sexy without some kind of sound effect? So
Right.
go ahead.
So we're out together, and we're on this date. I'm on this date, and she's with
She brings me as her wing girl.
Yes, and then he says, "I got a friend for you."
Right. Yeah.
So this guy walks in, and we
Don't tell the whole
both.
entire story.
I'm not gonna tell the whole story. We both see him. So at this point, I'm gonna let you tell her how she felt when she seen him, and how I felt when I seen him. Point is, we both found him to be attractive,
I found him to be sexy. Let's keep it real.
and I found him to be.
Super sexy.
No, I
you
didn't
thought
say
he
that.
was sexy.
I thought he was handsome and he was cute, but I didn't think he was sexy.
You said it?
No.
But wait,
I thought he was
what about the
super
conversation
fine.
we had in the bathroom about him?
Yeah, cause the conversation in the
They don't
bathroom,
mean
we
the
had to
same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we was. She asked me to share him.
No, I didn't ask her. No, I didn't say let's share.
Okay, cut. We're gonna cut that part out. So wait, the conversation we had in the bathroom.
She wanted to keep him.
All right, so
cut that out.
we
No.
gonna cut that
First
out.
of all-
So let's go back.
No, you can leave it on. This is funny. I didn't ask. This is the difference about women. So I'm on a date. I'm thinking my guy is fine.
He was good looking.
Now everybody, the guy.
Yeah, he was very good looking.
All right, so the guy I was on a date with, everybody, I seen him before, and if I like someone, I'm going to say hello and bring him to me if I want to.
Right. And
So-
that's your
Oh, so
sexiness.
you don't need to be courted?
No,
Okay.
like I'm like, okay, if I see you and I like you, I'm like, oh hi, you know,
Okay.
and
You'll
I
make the
introduce
first
myself.
move.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I agree. Go for what you want. But anyway, go ahead. So go.
So this guy, I know he was cute because my girlfriends thought that he was cute too. So I called
And we
you,
can tell her the truth.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
and I called her. I'm like, yo, I met this guy. This is Hot Girl Summer last year, 2020.
Last year don't
One
count.
don't count.
Last year don't count. 2021 don't count.
And he says, okay, I said, I'm bringing my girlfriend because for me, I need someone there if I feel like I may go.
It's not gonna work out or whatever. Yeah.
I don't want to be on a date with somebody and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's my first time being with this guy alone. I bring my girl. He's like, okay, bring the girl. I got a friend for her.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm.
he brings his friend and
Yeah.
we're both like, oh my goodness.
I was like, I started straight, fix my head up. And then, you try to act like, I was like, hi.
When he walked in, she was already on 1,000.
1,000.
I was like,
1,010.
and I'm literally with her like, no, he didn't bring a friend that looks better than him.
Word.
Now y'all know about this. If you guys
With his
don't bring
clothes on. With his clothes
with his
on.
clothes on, like don't bring
I probably should have said
don't
that
bring
first.
your fine friend if he better looking than you.
I'm gonna take that
Don't bring your fine friend if he better looking than you. He should have had somebody else.
Let me tell you how the dude walked in with so much swag. He was
Yes.
like, and we both was like,
Like
and I was like, he's mine.
I'm looking at her trying to give her the eye, like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to leave my dude for this dude. Like I'm.
So
like,
we have to go to the bathroom.
So she says, "Come on, girl, let's go to the bathroom." And I'm like, "We're gonna switch."
That's what
That's
she
what I
said. And I'm
said.
like, I don't want yours.
Yeah.
I'm keeping mine. Now, meanwhile, I don't even know if the guy likes me or nothing like that. Like, I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it, Lord.
He was that fine. Like if y'all talk about,
Yes.
I mean, what 6'7"?
Was he? Is he that tall?
He was tall because my dude
I
was
thought he was
6'5",
6'5".
6'6".
Oh, he was taller than
him.
you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brown skin.
He got that
chocolate.
like Indian kind of look.
Yeah, he was
Broad
nice.
shoulders.
Like they both could have been playing for a basketball team, and
Right.
they both looked nice. You had to figure out which one you wanted.
Right.
So
Yeah.
point of it is, we asked what it made me feel like. So when I seen him, I didn't feel anything down there. I just
Oh.
thought he was
So
cute
why you want to switch?
because he was cute. He looked better than the guy I had.
Oh.
But I wasn't thinking like, oh, I want
That's
to.
strange.
Yeah, I was thinking like, okay, he's cute. I wanted to. So my attraction is I want to get to know you. I want to be with you. Yeah, I want you.
She do like guys because of their face.
Yeah,
That
the
kills
face.
me.
It's the face.
That kills me.
Yeah, so that's what
But
I was
yeah, that's
attracted
her
to.
thing.
Because of his face?
I need him to be handsome.
I need an actual attraction to a person. I don't care how good you are.
But they had the best connection. Like when I tell you, he was not even.
We had an instant.
Way.
We did have an instant connection. Like
instant. So
you would have thought it was me and his date.
Yeah, they had an instant connection. Down,
then we ended up going. Then we ended up leaving them.
They did. Yeah.
And the friend came out looking for us, type of thing.
Yeah, so, they left like in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They were gone.
It was longer than that. We had food.
Y'all had a little bit of food. It was going. The guy I was with was like, "Well, what's up with me and you?" I'm like, your friend looks. I don't know. Like
said that.
His friend was fine.
Oh my God! Why would
I didn't say his friend looked better than him. I was just like, he knew. He was like, I knew. He was because I couldn't help but keep looking at him because he was he was really nice looking.
Yeah.
So point is when we say about the feelings, I guess my sexuality or my sensuality was no, I did not look at him as though I wanted to. Yeah, he was a good snack. He wasn't a snack to you. Yeah, he was like a good snack to like sit with, talk to, and maybe like I want to touch on you. Like I want to be like, oh my gosh.
But you didn't get sexual feelings for him.
No, and it's funny. I didn't get that, but I wouldn't mind.
Is it just me?
No, I wouldn't mind. For initially, like what you were saying, like for me to get a sexual feeling for a person, I need to know more. Like I'm a flirting person, you know that. Like I'll flirt, I'll play with you all night, but there's nothing going on with her. Like I'm not going.
Oh, isn't this called?
She be active all day.
Yeah, I'm not
interested. I think this is called like demisexual or something.
Maybe that.
There's a name for it. What's there a name for everything?
There's a name for that. Yeah, I'm not interested.
Right, people who can't really be like sexually aroused by somebody.
I'm not sexually aroused.
I'm aroused by everything.
Everything around like they're mental or something.
No, I'm a sapiosexual.
Yeah, is it sapiosexual?
I'm sapiosexual. Yeah.
I hear people talking about sex. I get aroused. Whatever. It's normal.
I don't care
if I don't get aroused in a day, something's wrong with me. I must be sick. I must have COVID. Okay.
Yeah. I don't care how fine you are. But that's what you're saying. I get it.
I'm losing my taste.
Now there's a difference. You see a man, you're like, oh my gosh, he can have my panties right now. I'll give him that. I'm ready. I get that part.
That's how that's when I say someone is sexy. That's exactly what I mean.
I'm not interested.
If I'm like, wow, he's sexy, like, oh my God, I would take my panties off.
Like, so if he's sexy, that means you can smash him right in that moment.
Okay, let's be clear.
I mean, you feel like you can. I'm not saying you will.
It's a feeling.
You feel like,
it's a feeling that
she do it to you right now.
It's a human feeling that happens to her, just like I feel like it would happen to a man if he sees a girl that's very sexy. It happens to him, and he got to tell his mind, "Calm down, Joe. Calm down, Joe." Whatever
you feel like that?
Whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? Like he got to tell him, "Calm down, calm down, calm down." Because it's not because you know that you're not. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone does. I'm just saying like me, like right. Mm-hmm. Like if I see a sexy person or sexy man, right? It would be like, okay, calm down, girl, because that's not we're not about to take him in the bathroom and do nothing for real. It's a feeling. It's just a natural reaction to seeing a very good-looking person.
So my sexuality would be, as you were saying earlier, he has to be fine.
So what is it called? Sapiosexual?
Sapiosexual. Like I need you to. So let's say, for instance, he came in and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's fine. I'm telling my girlfriend everything. Once he started talking and everything, then I'm like, never mind.
Oh, really? His talking kind of turned me on too.
Yeah. It turned you off?
On.
No, he's talking. I was like, okay. I was watching y'all interaction and I was like.
That's why I was able to like continue to interact with him so long.
What an awkward situation.
It was. Because we was both like, I'm like, girl, if you don't take her.
She wanted to switch.
Yeah, I was like,
but not only, but when you didn't switch, was it just like, oh, I don't even really, I'm not even really interested in you anymore?
No, because he was so,
you haven't spoken to him ever since, right?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, the rest of the story.
The funny thing is that me and this guy still kind of like talk to each other every now and then. Not like that, not like that. But we're friends now.
And the thing is that
about the time.
Well, the story time is quickly when we met up. The guy did not want to drive us to somewhere that he wanted us to go.
Topic, girl.
And so you gotta have your girlfriend pull your coattail. So basically, she pulled my coattail and was like, "He's not the one for you." Yeah. So at that point, I was already done. Remember, before we got there.
Right.
So it's not that. I mean, he was still attractive and all that, but I was already over it because he couldn't even invite us in, and then he wanted my girlfriend to drive.
His hospitality, there was none, and then So I get what she's saying.
So that's probably another reason why I found
And this guy, he turned out to be a really nice guy. You know, he actually offered me a producer to work with my music.
Nice.
But I know that he wants more than just a friendship, so I kind of just try to steer clear of him.
And she let him, but it's more to it.
Wait, what?
It's more to why she let him. Remember we said he's so fine.
Wait, that's for another day.
No, I'm not gonna tell that part. I'm just saying sometimes. You know,
it's not what you think.
It's not what you think it is. So we've learned our lesson.
We are friends now. That's it. That's about it.
You just because you fine on the outside
don't mean you fine on the
inside. Don't mean you fine on the inside.
Yeah. Some of the most beautiful people on the outside are the most ugliest people on the inside.
Oh, we're not talking about personality.
Oh, okay.
On that note, have a good night.
Good night. That was funny.
Let's turn this crap off. Let me grab video.